Hi, I'm going to give you some more information about our child pre-assessments and tell you why we do them. They shouldn't be necessary, but sadly they are. The reason they are necessary is that there are a lot of conditions that a paediatrician and a psychiatrist won't assess your child for. So if you are looking for a full assessment of your child, and by that I mean the ADHD, ASD, and very importantly, all the comorbidities, that's why you need our child pre-assessment, because our assessors will not only pick up all the traits of ADHD and ASD if it's there in your child, we will also look at all the comorbidities. For example, dyslexia, dyspraxia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia, all of these. A paediatrician won't. And unless you're in a very unique school, neither will teachers. They don't pick up on it either. So the comorbidities fall into a wasteland that nobody looks at except us. Now, the reason we pick these up is I was diagnosed with severe dyspraxia and dyscalculia in my 50s, which was a bit late because I'd failed my 12 plus because of dyscalculia, but we didn't work that out till I was 50 something. So I'm very passionate that children get a full assessment for everything that's going on. It's great that they get an ADHD diagnosis, and we will help with that. If you're struggling with CAMS, if you're struggling with the GP, if you've got a school that don't recognise ADHD, particularly inattentive ADHD and particularly ADHD in girls, we do. We understand it. We get it. We know all the different presentations of ADHD. We know there are no two people with the same presentation of it. You've got to dig deep and you've got to ask the right questions. And we know all those questions. And the main reason for that is we've all got ADHD ourselves and we've all been let down by the system in the past. So we're passionate about not letting people down now. So our pre-assessment will go through all the ADHD traits: inattentive, hyperactive, impulsive, the whole lot. We will dig them out. We'll ask questions you probably haven't even thought of that are relative to your child. We will then put a full report together. The reports run from anything from about 6 or 7 pages to a maximum of 20. These are typed sheets of traits. We will then, with your permission, once you've approved it, you get to approve it, we will then send that to the GP. We will ask for a referral for the ADHD, but also for the comorbidities. So, for example, if we've picked up dyspraxia, we will ask for a referral to an occupational therapist because it's them that can diagnose dyspraxia. It's also sensory processing disorder. So we know who will diagnose these conditions that go alongside ADHD, and we will write to your GP outlining all the traits, outlining why they need assessing and who that your child needs referring to. So we will do all that for your child. In addition to this, we work hand in hand with our local ADHD paediatrician. He's both NHS and private, and he will accept our report as a second professional's. Now, that's not to say he won't write to the school or write to your GP. He will, because that's standard practice, but he will accept our report as a second professional's. So we do these assessments, pre-assessments for children all over the country, literally England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and they are very hard hitting. They are very informative. You can use them with the school if you want reasonable adjustments for your child while they are going through assessment. We will very clearly lay out what reasonable adjustments need to be put in place to help your child while they are going through the assessment process. We will then send the report, as I say, once you've agreed it and you're completely happy with it and we've got it completely accurate, we will send it to the GP and ask for referrals. We will send it to your paediatrician wherever you are, and you can use it if you wish to see any other private paediatrician. We also, as I said, work very closely with our one in Buckinghamshire. He will see children from anywhere in the UK. So you can use our report as a second professionals with him. So I always say to people, you don't have to have our pre-assessment, but if you can afford it and if you want a thorough understanding of everything that your child is dealing with, not just the ADHD, that's when you need the pre-assessment. Because only we will pick up all those comorbidities, only we will insist to your GP that they need assessing for, and we will fight your corner for you. If you get knocked back, we will fight, because your child deserves to know which of those conditions they've got. because they will be impacting them at school. Not only at school, they'll be impacting their self-esteem, they'll be impacting how they do in their GCSEs, which college they go to, and what job they get. So these comorbidities should not be overlooked. It is critical that they are assessed and diagnosed, and if necessary, things put in place. For example, if it's dyslexia, there's lots that could be put in place to help dyslexic children. So we will identify all those, and they will all go in this pre-assessment report. So that's why we recommend parents have it. You do not have to have it, but as I'm saying, unless you're going to do all this research yourself and find out which comorbidities your children have got, then come to us. We know them all. We will work with your child. And I will also just say that we are jeans and t-shirt counsellors. There's nothing your child's going to be scared of. We're not going to sit there in a white coat and a stethoscope. We get on the floor with the kids. We've got boxes of toys if they're very young. And we're very, very, very understanding of all their conditions. They are going to love us by the time they leave. We don't scare children. They have fun. It's a good laugh. And we show that we care because we understand all these conditions, because a lot of us have got these conditions ourselves. So that's the reason we strongly recommend, if you can afford it, and if you think there are other things going on other than just ADHD, please do have one of our pre-assessments, because it could be very eye-opening and it could massively help your child in their school career and beyond.